Have you ever thought you knew what you needed and then actually realized it was only a want? I used to be like that. Looking back at my childhood, I remember being invited to my first birthday party. I was excited. I'm like, somebody having a celebration, they want me there? Let's go. I just knew I needed to be there. Told my mom and dad, I'm like, hey, I got this party, we gotta go get a card. They're gonna have to drop me off. I need to go. I felt like nothing could stop me except my parents. They said, nah, you can't go. It's on Sunday. We got church at the same time. Now, as a kid, I'm mad. I think I know what I need. I'm like, I don't care. I need to go to this party. My friends is gonna be there. I'm gonna get cool points. I need that. My parents said, no. We put nothing before God. And as a child, I was angry. I felt like they were just being mean, strict, not hearing me, understanding my needs. But as I look back, I realized I was focused on myself instead of being focused on God. I was focused on my wants instead of being focused on my needs. And as a child, I thought my wants were my needs. See, how often we prioritize chasing fleeting pleasures instead of chasing long-lasting fulfillment. Luckily, as a child, I had people around me like my parents, siblings, mentors, grandparents to guide me and let me know when I was focusing too much on my wants and confusing them for my needs. But as we get older, choosing our wants becomes more costly. No longer do we have those guardrails keeping us safe from our own destruction. And that's what happened to me. I got to eat what I want, go where I want, be around who I want. And I was seeking pleasure instead of fulfillment. And truthfully, I never realized that my way is not greater than God's way until I got older. See, we oftentimes will prioritize ourselves. And what does that bring? When we prioritize ourselves, we chase fleeting pleasure. We get that fleeting pleasure, and it doesn't feel fulfilling. So it destabilizes us and makes us trust ourselves less. It makes us doubt every single choice we make in life. And it leaves us fractured, distant from ourselves, distant from our purpose, distant from our gifts, our God-given gifts. It is essential as kingdom builders that we keep God centered in our life. And I'm going to give y'all 3 key ways to center God in this chaotic world. First and foremost, to center God, we have to understand the God-centered feedback loop. In contrast to the self-centered feedback loop, where we seek fleeting pleasure that gives us fulfillment in a moment, but long-term unfulfillment ultimately leads us to instability, lack of self-trust, lack of self-confidence, distance from our purpose, and worse, the inability to move and live and be whole and be free. When we make our center, when we put God at our center, the feedback loop is different. When we center God, we center our purpose. God has encoded us all with a purpose, a divine mission. And when we put that at our center, and we know that center, we can develop an inner compass that guides us to that reality through principles. By using our inner compass, we can create aligned word and action. An aligned word and action brings aligned results. And I said it's a feedback loop. So when we see our aligned results, that reinforces our commitment to God. That reinforces our belief in self. That reinforces our trust and ability to keep standing tall. And it gives us conviction in our purpose, fulfillment in our lives. It makes us whole, integrity. Now, the second major key to centering God in your life, in our lives, because I'm not preaching at y'all, I'm preaching to us. I need this information too. But the second thing, how to center God. The first thing we must do is seek the kingdom first. What is the kingdom? God's kingdom is heaven. All of reality, all of creation is heaven. There's no hell. It's only illusion that creates a fractured reality that people call hell. In heaven, there's purpose in all things, alignment in all things, reason in all things. Knowing your purpose, choosing to live in that reality, that's seeking the kingdom first. Once you've done that, out in the world, we're going to face stimuli. You're going to face people who don't see what you see, don't feel how you feel, and don't understand what you understand. You're going to face unwanted circumstances and stimuli inside yourself and in the world. Instead of reacting when we face those things, when we seek God, when we seek the kingdom first before reacting, we can respond in a way that's becoming of who we are becoming, of the character we're building, of the principles we set for ourselves. We can interrupt that reaction, and in between the stimuli and that reaction, put choice and make the choice to respond in a way that aligns with the purpose, the heaven that God has in store for us within. Now, the third key, how to grow closer to God. Once you've made the choice to center God, you gotta stay consistent. Most people fall off because they see the rewards that others are getting without the work. And while those short-term goals or those short-term rewards may look good, they don't bring long-term fulfillment. So you make the choice and you stay consistent, patient. And as you stay consistent and patient through that choice and working that process, centering God, using your inner compass, aligned action, aligned word, aligned results, double back on centering God, the more you continue this process and stay committed and strengthening your connection to God, the more conviction you have in your reality. And when we're convicted, we stand on our truth. We're hard to move. And we begin to see reality not for the present, not for the five senses, not for our thoughts and emotions, but from God's perspective. See, there's a famous quote that says, many men can count the number of seeds in a fruit, but only God knows how much fruit will come from one seed. While we can see the past and the present in a flawed light, in a fractured way, God sees all. Our perception, our self-centeredness, our desires for what we want blind us from what we need. But through centering God, we can ensure that our actions and our words are producing what's for us, fulfilling our inner needs, and allowing us to build the kingdom in ourselves and on earth together. We don't have dominion over each other. We have dominion over ourselves and what we create. Together we will create a better world. I thank all y'all for coming, tuning in, checking in, listening to this episode number 3 of the series on how to center God in your life. Appreciate y'all. Leave some notes in the comments. Hit the like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who you care about, who you want to join this journey with you. With that being said, much love, and I'll see y'all in episode 4. Peace.